For the first 15 years out of the 22 years that I was alive, I had a pretty okay hairline. In fact, I actually kept my hair pretty long for the majority of those first 15 years. So I enjoyed a lot of different hairstyles, a lot of different fashion senses that all kind of revolved around that I was blonde and that I had long hair. And whenever I started thinning and balding, that was a pretty rough adjustment initially. My personality could no longer be tied to purely my appearance. I had to look outside of some of the more basic, superficial ideas of attractiveness to identify and figure out who I was as an individual. And once I finally decided to accept the fact that I was balding and continued to shave it since that day, I actually haven't really thought about being bald out that much. And that kind of seems counterintuitive if you think about it. See, while you still have the thinning hair and the balding hair, at the core of it, you still have the hair. You're still able to style something to create some kind of identity and fashion out of that hairline. You can hide the thinning, you can hide the balding, and you still look, in your own perception at least, normal. And whenever I was going through that period, I was obsessive over trying to hide the thinning and the balding, to the point where I would spend once every hour or two of the day just double checking my hairline, slightly adjusting it, moving around, trying to make it look as perfect as possible, and it looked like a crappy comb over. It was an awful style looking back at it, but it was something that I was okay with because I was so insecure. I was just trying to hide the receding hairline. And because I obsessed so much about it, I was so terrified of letting go of what little hair I had left, because I didn't want to try to face the fact that I was balding. And what I found was, a few days, maybe a week or two after I had shaved my head, I didn't really give it a whole lot of thought. I would wake up in the morning, look in the mirror. It was a little bit weird at first, for sure. But I accepted the fact that this was my reality. And now, I don't even think about it unless someone makes like comments about it. And I don't want you to get it wrong. Nobody's like making fun of me because of my hairline. It's just some people are shocked that somebody as young of a face as mine happens to be balding. They don't make jokes about it. They're just curious and ask what happened. So honestly, if you're on the fence about whether or not you should shave your head, you should give it a shot. Because sure, it seems like such a daunting thing in the moment, but as soon as you learn to let go and even give it a shot, you're not going to obsess about it nearly as much as you think you will. At least that was the case for me. And people like to chalk it up to having a good, jawline, or having a nice face, or having, beautiful eyes, of course. But at the end of the day, we can all experience the same level of acceptance. It's completely internal, and it's about the attitude. And you can't chalk it up to having superior features in one way or another. That's not the point of acceptance. The point of acceptance is to look at what you have, accept the fact that that's what you have, and work on the things that you can control. Whenever I shaved my head, I worked heavily on developing my interpersonal skills, becoming a better person, and learning to get along with people better. That's how I coped with it. That's how I try to become more accepted by people. Other people may go the physical route. They may focus on getting bigger in the gym. And that's also a totally fine approach if that's what makes you feel more confident in your ability to keep your hairline short whenever it's thinning or whenever you're getting patches. Whatever it takes, learning to accept that's the biggest key towards being able to move forward. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a ramble, but I ramble in every single video. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. Do not forget to keep it casual.